Of course, didn't go for the upgraded pistols with Kevlar because they got the bomb plant in the first round, so it affords them AK-47s now.
Yeah, it makes absolute sense, even though EnVyUs I wouldn't be surprised if EnVyUs actually went for the full buy on the second round, but they're being smart. Now they actually have 4 AKs, one of which was probably dropped by Kenny S, I would say. Or he just, no, actually, he just bought up the full utility. So that means they will have something to work with, although it's only 2 smokes actually on Q-Team as well. It's going to be a fast play now.
Yeah, it does make sense to get that utility over just raw weaponry, especially on a map like Train, but it seems that so far CLG have been standing up for themselves. That being said, Cutler is going to go down. Hayes dances right back with the MP7. Not the perfect weapon in this kind of scenario against full-on Kevlar from EnVyUs with head armor to boot. And all 3 players from CLG have sustained damage.
Look at what Hayes is doing here. Even though Apex gets an entry, Hayes could surprise somebody from behind if they don't end up looking that way. Hayes was actually pretty smart, falling back from Ivy after he got that 1 kill. Because suddenly EnVyUs don't know where he is, where he could be coming from, but Kenny S is probably in the better position now. Whoa!
Reaction speed, just flicks across, lands the headshot. JDM, he's going to answer back again, and now it's down to the one-on-one. EnVyUs have the HP advantage, the positional advantage as well. Apex just has to play the time right now. There's no defuse kit on JDM, of course, he can't know this, but he's going to go for the safe play instead of just going for the sexy one-tap. Still behind E-Box, lands the headshot in mid-air. Hello! EnVyUs are going to back themselves around. I was saying he's not going to land the sexy one-tap. Well, proves me wrong. Just goes out Rex in mid-air. See you later.
Caster curse is always... I mean, I would want to see that from his point of view because it looked like he didn't have too much vision on his head. I don't think so, at least. But yeah, great way for EnVyUs to claw their way back in. Now LCLG have to make do with a CZ and a FAMAS, but it's not a bad buy by any measure. It's actually pretty good. And EnVyUs again with a fast play.
Certainly is. Tarek will at least bag himself a frag before falling down, but just a CZ on Fugly and a FAMAS on Cutler. A lot of this may come down to JDM once again, as he has the AWP in play. 3-on-3 with Kiyoshima low, but there's no nades that can just toss on in there to get frags, so there's going to be a difficult situation for them to upheave. Apex is on point with the first 2 frags, and it's 3-on-3, and that's going to leave JDM all by his lonesome. Gets flashed, gets picked off, and EnVyUs get 2 rounds back-to-back. Very solid work from them. That's going to put CLG onto an eco. Everyone around 2K. Rough news for the NA team.
Yeah, I'm actually wondering if they're not going to go for double eco now, because they won't have a very good buy anyway. But it looks like no. It looks like they don't buy at all, so they're going to have a solid buy in the next round, even though it's not going to be too good. I don't think they're going to have an AWP unless Hayes, I believe, is gonna drop one for JDM, but that would be a glass cannon pretty much. So I don't think they're going to have an AWP in the next round, seeing as they eco pretty much fully right now.
Just USP with P2000 again. Tarek has gone for his use. You saw them do this on Overpass. I was curious if it was intentional buy. Definitely seems to be the case. You hold the close angle, you land the Zeus shot, suddenly you've got an AK instead. It is a bit of a commitment though from him, and it seems like they have got the 1 frag so far, but that's all they're going to get out of this round. Hazed in an impossible scenario gets put out of his misery from Kenny S. 3-2. CLG's economy will be in a place to buy, but again, it's not going to be a fantastic buy. FAMAS is probably in play here so they can get more utility. They could go for M4 Kevlar, but then you completely sacrifice utility on Train. I feel like you need that in play to stop the initial charges.
Yeah, for sure.
But they're gonna go.
They actually do have a pretty decent buy. No AWP, as I said. They would have to have a glass cannon. And again, Envy just continue to speed up the pace.
I'm really surprised they went for full M4s there, because I feel like they're going to run out of utility so quickly. You can already see that they've got 2 smokes and a few flashbangs left, and that's it. But they have got the first kill, so maybe it doesn't matter if they get the first couple kills. That alleviates so much of the pressure that would be felt. But MBK just walks straight in, catches Tarek as he tries to smoke his way out of a precarious position. Kenny S as well. You can see that Apex has managed to get himself in such a forward place up on the upper boxes, and well, he's just putting players down left, right, and center. Just an easy round from EnVyUs. I thought CLG, after they get the first frag, maybe that's their chance to come back into this, but instead, nope.
It's just classic Apex. He's just the, as I said, he's the bull that just enters the site, and when he gets the first frag, you can tell that he just wants more. You can tell that he's just hunting for more, and that's what he did here. Even though it was not the greatest idea of all, but you could see that he was just going forward, trying to get the kills, and he did actually end up getting a 3, I think, and now he is at 8 kills, I believe. Kenny's is somewhere behind with 6, I think. So those two guys, as we said, going to be pivotal for this match for sure.
Happy
now,
just
jumping down.
jumps into a party.
Yeah.
And gets picked off. And the thing about the last round as well, I was saying originally, I think the lack of utility is going to hurt CLG, but the way that EnVyUs played, it wouldn't have mattered even if they had utility because it was just so damn aggressive.
Exactly. Like I think CLG understood that EnVyUs is going to play this quickly, at least like the first half or the first few rounds of the T side, because the last two rounds were very fast, and CLG probably expected the same thing. That's why they didn't go for too much utility and just went for the best guns possible. So I'm guessing that was their idea, to buy up fully. I mean, with M4s and not FAMASs or some Max 7s or Scout or something like that. So I would guess that was their thinking, but EnVyUs just purely outskilled them pretty much. They just pulled their way into B site. Apex just found 2 or 3 kills there. Kenny has the same thing. He just covered the long way towards connector. So really nothing to talk about there. EnVyUs just purely outskilling their opponents. Also NBK with the refrag under ladder on Tariq, who got the first kill there. That was a good response from him. Now we can see Apex with a couple of headshots towards
And his upper catwalk play, double spray down, very nicely done. CLG though will have themselves a healthy buy up, but at some point they're going to have to start converting these buys into rounds because they're already in a sketchy position for the CT side of Train, and we know what EnVyUs is like on their CT side. And it's a map again that we expected them to rip on through, but CLG have to stand tall. Opening pick though will go their way. JDM, we spoke about the importance of him on Train. So far he's been delivering on that promise.
So far he has, and he's not worried about going a little bit more aggressive. We could see him pushing out from B, trying to find the initial pick, and he did. He did that on Kiyoshima, who just overpeaked towards the B bomb site. And now Envy at a disadvantage, but they didn't look like they cared too much on overpass. Let's see if that's what happens here on Train as well. 4 against 5, JDM on low HP. We can actually see him on top of the Train there, trying to watch for T connector or T main.
Slow and steady wins the race for EnVyUs, especially after losing that first kill. Definitely puts a halt on the early aggression.
What I don't understand about CLG's setup is nobody's watching Ivy. Well, now somebody just actually found that there were quite a few players there.
I think they assumed that the Molotov and the smoke would stop the initial charge, but that's not the case. Hayes, we saw him so many times on overpass land those double kills. One of the main reasons why CLG are currently 1-0 to the good, but there's not much he could do. Cutler, last remaining CT, 13 seconds as the bomb will go down. What can he get done from this point? He has the utility, he has the defuse kit, but this next kill means everything. And not just if he gets it, he has to get it cleanly. If he loses a bunch of HP in the process, that's probably it. I didn't catch if he got that clean or not, but he does get the kill into Apex nonetheless on 100 HP, and there's happy. As soon as he gives his position away, it's just done. Done and dusted. CLG's economy is going to be okay to buy if they want, but again, it's not going to be fantastic. FAMAS in play. AWP has been dropped. EnVyUs already with 6, and any rounds from this point are just a bonus. I mean, 6 rounds is decent on T side of Train, but they're going to be eyeing up that 10 rounds for sure.
I mean, Train is kind of one of the maps that where you can actually get quite a lot of rounds as T. If you get a good start, like once you set the pace for Train, it looks like you cannot be stopped. And EnVyUs definitely is one of the teams that are able to do that. But we can see JDM once again, same kind of peaks, even against Kiyoshima as well. So once again, a 5v4. But last time it didn't really matter.
Absolutely. I wonder if EnVyUs kind of underestimated CLG. You know, they normally get rid of overpass, and yet suddenly they're trying to play it against a team like CLG, and they get punished for it overall. So I'm curious if that's going to come back to haunt them here. JDM now is there with the AWP. He's land another kill, and that's pretty significant. Tarek is there, and suddenly it's all unhappy. And this would be CLG's chance to actually bounce back into the game, and they do it with style. JDM with 4 kills, huge plays from him. Double up setup as well for CLG. And although the economy obviously shifts in their favor somewhat, they're EnVyUs comfortable rebuy. Of course, with so many rounds in a row.
there. As we talked about, he was gonna be the main guy for CLG once more on train that has very long corridors, and it's definitely a good map for an AWPer. And it looks like JDM is living up to that. While on the other side, I actually talked about Apex beforehand, that he's kind of like when he gets rolling, when he gets the first kills, he cannot be stopped. And so far, it looks like it's going to be the same way here. He has about 11 or 12 frags. I think he's leading away for EnVyUs. That's usually what happens. Either Apex is really good and gets rolling, or he just doesn't do anything. And that's kind of a problem for EnVyUs.
Well, it's going to be JDM that dies first as well, so it's going to add a little bit more worries into the cauldron of CLG. And so far, they have been providing some pretty tasty CS, but again, I'm so confused as to the overpass play. Either way, EnVyUs, we've already spoken at length. If it goes to cash, then it's done. Like, this game has to be done. So this is CLG's chance. You either win it in 2, or you likely lose it in 3. And after going that player down, you see they're trying to play the aggressive angles with Fugly in Pop Dog. It's susceptible to being flashbang, but you can see he actually changed his crosshair to the bottom so he could already hit the player coming down the ladder. So smart. And look at this. Hayes picks up the AWP. He's going to deliver the fatal blow to MBK, who seems like he got wrecked off Apex in the process. He then goes and lands the headshot onto Cutler. Kiyashima with it all to do. 27 seconds left on the timer. He knows the bomb is out in the open in no man's land. So there's so many angles for him to try and cover on his way, and his descent to the site. Still feels someone's in connector. Unbeknownst to him, no one is. And CLG playing this one smart. Tarek picks up the second AWP and puts Keo down. Decent recovery from CLG, especially after they lost JDM early on in that round. I thought that would be a very different ball game.
Finally, we can see Fugly doing something in a round. To put it bluntly, because he didn't have a single frag up until now, and now he actually had oh wow. Okay.
Rip.
Now we actually saw him picking up 2 frags from a very important position as well. Had he died there, EnVyUs wouldn't have to care about ladder at all, about Pop Dog, and suddenly the whole round looks differently. So the 2 frags that came in from Fugly were actually very important. Hazed obviously with a couple of AWP kills as well towards the end, but the 2 kills from Fugly I think were the most important of that round.
So everyone in CLG's had their moment in the sun so far. Everyone's had the huge impact frags, but EnVyUs still are stomping on forward. Again, 6 rounds put them in such a good position early on in this half. They can still afford to lose like another 2 rounds and still be in solid shape going through into that second half. So all the pressure mounting for CLG. Double up setup again for them. JDM does not go down early on, playing more of a passive role this time around. And EnVyUs maybe setting up for the execute. Got players in T-main. Again, it's going to be Apex who's coming through. In fact, pardon me, it's MBK that's coming through onto Ivy. And the Molotov and the smoke plus the flash allows him to get out there. So he's not going to start to sneak his way around the back of CLG. He gets picked off, but in the meanwhile, while the backs are turned, the rest of EnVyUs pushed through. Teammates almost a perfect decoy from MBK. The kill's coming down thick and fast. Now it's Apex who stands up to the plate and happy. Almost everyone chiming in for a kill in this round. Tarek, the last remaining player. 2 frags for him. Nice job. Going to trade across to the M4. Much better in these 1v2 scenarios. Doesn't have a kit, though. Flashes. Not going to use to pop flash his way out onto the site. Spots a player on E-box. He has no idea where that final pesky terrorist is, though. But he's going to tunnel vision onto Kenny S, who's playing it smart. He's playing it passive. He knows that bomb is planted, and all the work is for Tarek. And there we go. He opens himself up, makes himself vulnerable, and Apex will oblige in kind. 7-4. EnVyUs have broken CLG once more, but they can't drop a couple weapons. So they're going to be okay, but it's going to include a scout.
Yeah. A pretty good force buy actually from CLG. But I mean, Happy here gave Tarek a little bit of a chance. Had Tarek found another frag, the whole situation could have been pretty good for him. all pretty much because of Happy, who kind of overpeaked, but in the end, EnVyUs played it well in the 2v1, so not a problem at all. Now we can see, as we said, the force buy coming in from CLG. 1 scout, 1 FAMAS, otherwise a pretty good buy. Even a little bit of utility. We can see double Molotovs. Oh, Cutler. Where did that come from?
It was from the back of the site. Like we didn't see it, unfortunately. We're watching from the Russian stream, I believe. But it seems like he landed a jump shot partially through a wall. So I'd quite like to see the replay of that one, but I don't feel like we're going to get a chance to see it. But still, huge kill for CLG, all things considered. Pretty much a clear frag, a clean frag. And
we can actually see a lurker from
his
Hayes.
way around the back. Oh, JDM, almost from a identical position, is going to be firing off some shots. Kiyoshima's going to get picked off from Tarek. This is a fantastic round from CLG so far. JDM misses his second chance. Is that going to prove to be costly? Doesn't look likely. It's all unhappy, and he gets picked off through the smoke. CLG, just when you think they're about to collapse, they pull off a big round. I really wish we'd seen that frag from Cutler, though.
Yeah, I have no idea where he came from.
That set all things in motion. He was just behind the site towards Connector when he jump shot a scout, I think. With the scout, I should say.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get a replay of that. But if not, doesn't matter. Now,
EnVyUs' economy, by the way.
Yeah, it's not good at all. It
Non-existent.
looks like a quasi buy to me. I'm pretty sure next round they're going to be able to buy. We'll see about that.
So it looks like no money, just rush. Let's go, boys. Let's use that aim. Let's use the individual talent. And Apex, again with a quick double. And CLG will be bitterly disappointed if they lose this round. Cutler can't get it done on the first time of asking. And there's a P250, though. Switches to his sidearm, delivers the fatal blow to Kiyoshima. That bomb's still ticking down, but judging off the weaponry from EnVyUs, you feel CLG will certainly fancy their chances of forcing through. The problem is they have a scout and an AWP to retake with. Not the best weaponry. They need to switch that across to some assault rifles if they can. JDM will ring out the first shot, and now he is the last remaining player as EnVyUs once again putting the pistols to use. JDM gets charged down, and Kenny S will bag himself the kill and an AWP. That is heartbreaking for CLG, and you can see what that's done to their economy now.
Yeah, suddenly it's all flipped. While EnVyUs had a super bad buy, only a couple of guns and 3 pistols even without vests. Like only the couple of guns I think had a vest with them. So completely flipped situation. CLG have a really bad buy. Well, they don't have a buy at all. Pretty much, it's a full eco coming out from them. 3 USPs, 1 P250 and a deagle. So not a very good chance, especially when they aren't really stacking.
Does somehow get the first kill and the second as well. What is going on, EnVyUs? Hayes just runs in with the USP. Cutler, of course, did get himself into the action with a bit of damage himself, but because those 2 kills, it's now suddenly from USPs, the P250, into an AWP and an AK into the hands of CLG. Fair enough, they don't have any Kevlar to back it up, so the aim punch is going to be a very real problem for them to contend with. Hayes just charges in, and he will get himself fragged from MBK, who's consistently played this Ivy side, but
Probably has an AWP though.
Sloppy today so far.
That could do some damage. An AWP in the hands of Fugly, while the others don't even have a vest or a gun.
Happy just got spanked by Fugly. Absolutely wrecked. 43 seconds still to play with.
Oh,
Bomb
JDM
is in the hands, but JDM's on the prowl from behind. Can't get it done. That would have been huge for CLG. How do you bag that frag? And I was about to say Fugly's high in HP, but he walks right into the crosshairs of MBK. EnVyUs just about dodge a bullet with their name written on it, and CLG desperate to get their 6th round. And here we go. This is Hayes with his opening 2 picks, and how the hell does he do this? Especially that kill onto Kenny S. I suppose Kenny S had the AWP actually, so he just missed
probably
his shot.
actually. I think it was Cutler from under him that just baited the shot out of Kenny S. And Kenny S didn't even know there was a guy on top of the train as well. So I'm guessing that's what happened. And Hayes was just able to do all that just because of Cutler baiting shots from Kenny S as well as the other player that was in team main. So super well played from Cutler being able to do that. At the same time, EnVyUs, not the greatest play from them, and definitely. They could be thanking JDM for missing those shots from behind because he got a little panicky there. Could have gotten the kill, but a few panic shots just
I really do feel MBK is one of the best players in the world when it comes to Ivy on T side. The guy is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
2 entry frags there, one of which was an unorthodox push from CLG, just nails him through the wall. Second kill, didn't see it, but the headshot from Ivy, the guy is unbelievable. You constantly have to keep 2 players in mind on Ivy when you're facing off against MBK, which opens up the rest of the map for EnVyUs, and they are just going to be tearing through it. Cutler and Fugly to see if they can stop the double-digit half-time scoreline for EnVyUs, who are certainly looking to have woken up after that overpass performance. Again, I'm just mind-blown by the fact we even saw him play overpass. Cutler, though, coming through with the M4. Can he get something done with spinning around? Maybe he's seen the flashbang was coming. I have no idea, but EnVyUs are going to pick up their 10th round, and we said Train should be comfortable, and so far it's been living up to
so far,
what we
very comfortable for EnVyUs. We still saw a couple of good rounds from JDM especially, and from Hazed as well.
His Apex with his double.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. Like once you let Apex off the leash and he actually gets the kills, he's unstoppable. He's just the kind of a player like Freiburg used to be. He was the same way pretty much. Obviously, Freiburg has fallen off while Apex still very much impactful for EnVyUs.
JDM's been consistently impactful as well for CLG, even though they trail 5-10.
Those 4 kills that we were probably getting the highlight of. Yeah. That was very well played.
Here we go. I believe we're into the second half now of Train. Roles reversed, EnVyUs now on CT. CLG, the simple fact of the matter is, win this pistol, or you're very likely going to be seeing cash, which is a position you never want to be in against EnVyUs.
We can see the nade and defuse from Kiyoshima. The usual that most of the teams buy 4 vests, 1 defuse kit, and a nade just to maybe take out the planter on B or on A, depending on where you want to use it. But that's the usual buy nowadays, pretty much. And the same from CLG, just 1 guy with some utilities. Usually I have 1 or 2.
Should mention as well for those newcomers, saw the score 16-12 first map. That did go to CLG. So EnVyUs fighting for this best of 3. Gucci and Kiyoshima. Hazed this time does have the armor. It's going to be JDM who breaks the deadlock. Will open his account, but here comes Apex from the back of the site. Kenny S is holding down as well. The tag team of death and destruction will reign again supreme over CLG. Kiyoshima bangs himself the final kill. I said that was an important round for CLG. Well, they absolutely got shreked. There's no other word for it.
I didn't see that coming actually, because MDK was kind of stuck between two or three players there. And I wasn't exactly sure what he was doing there, but suddenly EnVyUs come in with kills all across the map, all across the A site. Everybody pitched in, so pretty much just the headshots. That's what did the job.
EnVyUs in very passive positions as expected. Heaven is where Kenny S is deciding to occupy right now with the M4. Giving a good overwatch as to what could be coming over on A. There's some smokes that have landed. That's not going to deter EnVyUs' positions just yet. They know they have a huge weapon advantage. Interesting buy up from CLG. Got a couple players who went for the Kevlar, a couple that didn't, just went for Deagles instead. Looking to force it on B. This is where the MP7 can be an absolute nightmare. Happy gets in the face, but will be put down from JDM. He is somehow still alive, and he is the last remaining terrorist player. Not for too much longer. Apex is there, and EnVyUs move to 7 rounds in the lead at 12-5.
It's actually a solid result from CLG. Managing to put down the bomb and get a couple of kills, I think that's reasonable. They did get a bit of more money thanks to that plant, so they're going to be able to buy in the next round, even though they 4-spot in the second. So that means they're actually going to have a really good buy going into the third round, or fourth. No, it is third. So it should be a pretty good buy, including an op, most likely, if JDM wants one.
Oh, looking right into Kiyoshima, who goes for straight out double nade it from Happy. Bags himself the easiest nade kills of his life, and then just mops up the rest of CLG. Very comfortable round. It's hard to get too hyped about that, considering it was effectively like an eco from CLG, just upgraded pistols, but still EnVyUs are starting to put on a bit of a a clinic on how to defend train. CLG now, as you said before, due to their last lack of a bite, they're going to have a decent one here. In fact, it's going to include an AWP on JDM.
Yeah, pretty much a full buy. They had over 6K, so it shouldn't be a problem to get everything they need. But this round is the make or break round for CLG. Either they do manage to win this one and potentially maybe claw their way back in, or they just lose this and it's probably over. Now NBK, as you were saying, NBK on Ivy is pretty amazing on both sides, actually, even
yeah.
on T and on CT. He's been playing there for a while. He's always finds entries. Now he had Kenny's helping him, I believe. No, it was Apex actually.
It's just so difficult to contend with because he can play very, very aggressive and get right up into your face, but he's just as happy playing passive as well. It's where some players will struggle. They're very good at one aspect of playing a role, but not the other. He's kind of like the all-rounder in that case. And he was one of the players as well that really struggled in the first map. That
yeah,
kind
that's
of
true. That's true.
Shied away somewhat.
But yeah, NBK has been a very versatile player.
Very much,
overall. Yeah. He's been doing pretty much everything for EnVyUs, even though like the support runs now. We can see Kenny's nice pick on Tariq there. And that means it's this round is pretty much over. Had Kenny's died there, maybe there would have been a chance for CLG to come out on top, but I don't think that's gonna happen now. Kenny's even has the information, gets the kill. Cutler, the last one remaining. And I don't think there's much of a chance for him here.
Certainly agree with that. I think this is going the way we're expecting, the way of the dodo for CLG. They are getting wiped out from EnVyUs, and again, it's going to be a buy, but not a fantastic one. So EnVyUs are right on the brink of taking us to cash. And what's the play here from CLG?
So
like, what can they switch up here, Striker? Because everything they've tried on T side has just been absolutely swiped away.
The problem is they can't even get the op on JDM because of the bad buys that they now have. Even if they win this one, they're probably not going to get they're definitely not going to get an op in the following couple of rounds. So it's just going to be a problem for JDM to get rolling, and it's impossible for CLG to win without him, I think, on this map. So unless he actually gets to an op, I don't think much could be changed about this.
Well, if it's going to start, the comeback has to start right now. One foot in front of the other. Can't look at the score. I just take each round as it comes. But CLG, in credit to them, they are coming to battle again here around 20. Get the upper hand in the early trade, a 2-for-1 in their favor. Kenny S did spot a shoulder of CLG. That grenade does quite a bit of damage on the site. And there's a couple players there. Bomb has been planted though, and EnVyUs coming through. It's going to be all the same side. Not going to have anyone round the back, so it allows CLG to focus all of their efforts onto their site, but 2 quick fire kills for EnVyUs, and CLG are collapsing. MBK gets flashbanged. He's gonna get picked off right here from JDM. The flashbang goes through, the bomb is being defused, and it will be defused. Cheeky defuse in the smoke from EnVyUs. And JDM, I feel for him there because he was through for the spray down. The flash landed in his face just as he started.
I didn't think it was going to go their way, even with those 2 kills, I just saw NBK getting flashed, and I thought that round was over, and CLG would have gotten their 6th. But suddenly, I don't know, I didn't even know what happened on the other side. It was just suddenly all these kills coming in, and then the diffuse in the smoke. So there was nothing they could have done. I don't even know where that last flash came from. Suddenly, somebody threw a flash that basically allowed the guy to defuse. And I don't even know if that was a team flash or not. I'm not exactly sure.
The problem there, CLG went looking. Like 2 players got picked off in a 4-on-3 retake.
Yeah.
And so from there on, quickly the tables turn. You go from a 4v3 in your favor to 3-on-2 against you, and then you're kind of forced into going for a speed. So they didn't have Molotovs, I don't think, to bounce it off the wall, the standard one. But there were smokes for EnVyUs anyway. That being said, we are live in what could be the final round of Train, unless CLG can start to bag some more rounds.
Tariq has been pretty good at getting these entries, and now Fugly as well on the B side. He actually has the B site now, and the bomb is coming in, so Fugly is going to be interesting what he can do more here. Actually, it's JDM that steals away that kill on LBK.
Solid round for CLG. Is it just delaying the inevitable, though?
Pretty much. It's obviously CLG still have a way of getting a few rounds here and there, but one of those 9 following rounds has to go EnVyUs' way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I like that
once-
EnVyUs is playing smart as well. They're realizing we got so many rounds, just save, make sure we have
Yeah.
a solid buy next round as well. Don't give anything away for free, because that's one of the only ways that CLG get back into this is if they consistently break the economy of EnVyUs and have them in these kind of half buys.
Pretty much. I think unless Tariq starts getting those entries a little more, which I think EnVyUs is gonna be able to avoid in the future, because that's now the second time where Tariq was allowed to get the first kill on behind Electric. 2 rounds in a row where he was where he was allowed to do that, and suddenly it allowed for the other 2 players, Fugly and the Bomb, going to B just pretty much on their own. There was only one guy, thanks to that first kill, because of the rotation. So once EnVyUs don't allow CLG in general to get first kills, I think this is going to end pretty quickly.
I just can't see any way that CLG can bounce back into this game. As I say, even if they do break the economy, we know how good EnVyUs are with pistols, with the Deagles, with the 5.7s.
It's never a free round for CLG.
Exactly,
pretty much.
that's it. There's no easy way to get towards the overtime. So they may even be half thinking and contemplating about cash the next map. They may even be like sort of just playing for a bit of pride here, trying to keep themselves warm. That being said, early trades going off. 1-for-1 trade will favor the terrorists in this kind of situation, but they still have Kenny F, who's holding this high angle, very nearly lands himself another one. Apex is there, though, to avenge his fallen teammate. 2-on-2 now. Fugly is down to 22, and Happy is coming round from behind. JDM lands the frag. He will be picked off. It's all on Happy. He just has to land a couple shots, and this is going to be lights out. This map hangs in the balance for CLG. And Fugly is just going to decide, okay, let's tap out the idea of A. Let's go to B instead. Let's play this on my terms, not on Happy's.
Fugly even decides to be close. That could surprise Happy a little bit.
I actually really like this play. This
Yeah,
is
me
Mind
too.
Games 101 from Fugly. Happy's still completely biting. This is on B. And he's going to get caught, but because Fugly is so low and because Happy's so sick,
The timing.
let's be honest.
It was literally just like
Headshot
half a
lands.
second away. Like he wasn't supposed to go even watch that way, and suddenly he just turns around at the last second. It was very well played by Happy. 1v2 at the end to finish it off, and they just didn't delay it. It's there was nothing CLG could have done to avoid that. 9 rounds in a row, 15-6 at one point. There's nothing you can do. It was pretty straightforward from EnVyUs and very well played.
We really saw the power of EnVyUs' T side as well, starting things off. Typically, if you're a team on train, you win the knife, you're like, okay, CT, awesome, we've got this great foundations to build off. Well, you're against EnVyUs, mate. So like, every round is a struggle, and we saw CLG consistently had their economy broken. JDM, for me, was the only player on the CT side that did really anything. We saw 4 frags from him, consistently got the first picks as well, but it just wasn't enough. And then EnVyUs were coasting through that ridiculous first half. Just pretty much easy, and this is what we expected. And now we go through to Cash, and we discussed this before. It's a map that EnVyUs are sick on, and CLG are 4 for 4 over the last 3 months on Cash. But let's keep in mind as well, they played Luminosity and got wrecked